Students, good afternoon. Students, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The same problem. We will do total float, free float, and independent float in a different way. Okay? You know how to calculate earliest start, earliest finish. Just already we have calculated. Anybody is having any doubt? Okay, right now we will see how to calculate slack. How to calculate slack as well as without using formula for floats. What is the formula for total float? If you remember, the formula for total float is Lj minus Ti minus Tij. For free float, what is the formula? Ej minus Ei minus Tij. For independent float, what is the formula? Ej minus Li minus Tij. Okay. If you don't want to use those formulas, there is another method to compute float. We will go through that. Okay, right now you know how to write earliest start time, earliest finish time. EST. Earliest finish time, you know how to write earliest finish time. LST. Similarly, LFT. Already we have calculated that also. Okay. Earliest start time, that means start node. This is I to j. Earliest start time, that is E0. From the network diagram, E0 value is 0. E1 from the network diagram, the value is 2. E1 from the network diagram, the value is 2. Next, E2. The value is 10. Here also E2, 10. Next, E3 value from the network diagram, it's 12. E3 value from the network diagram, it is 12. E4 value from the network diagram, it is 16. E5 value, it is 13. E6 value, it is 19. How we wrote? By using this network diagram. Start node we have written. Then earliest finish is nothing but earliest start time plus time duration taken by that particular activity. 0 plus 2, 2. 2 plus 8, 10. 2 plus 10, 12. 10 plus 6, 16. 10 plus 3, 13. 12 plus 3, 15. 12 plus 7, 19. 16 plus 5, 21. 13 plus 2, 15. 19 plus 8, 27. Right now, we have to calculate latest to finish. Latest to finish is nothing but end node or terminal event, that is 1. From the network diagram, L1 value. What is L1 value? 2. Latest start time is nothing but latest finish time minus Tij. That is 2 minus 2, 0. Initially write down end node values. End node values. That is L2 value is how much? 16. L3 value is how much? 12. L4 value is how much? 22. L5 value is how much? 25. Next, L4 value again it is repeating, that is 22. L6 value it is 19. L7 value it is 27. 3 times consecutively L7, that is 27. How to compute? I told you. 2 minus 2, 0. 16 minus 8, 8. 12 minus 10, 2. 22 minus 6, 16. 25 minus 3, 22. 22 minus 3, it's 19. 19 minus 7, it is 12. 27 minus 5, it's 22. 27 minus 2, it's 25. 27 minus 8, it's 19. Till here, anybody is having any query? Already we have computed in yesterday's lecture. Anybody is having any query? Okay. Then, listen carefully. If you don't want to use this formula, there is one more shortcut to calculate total float, independent float and free float by using the slack concept. For example, what is slack? We will see. For example, 1 to 2. Node, start node is 1, end node is 2. Whatever the start node, the time duration, for example, 2 days to end this particular. It will take start node is 1, end node is 2. Okay. Then, whatever the start node or event, start event is known as tail slack. Similarly, end node is called as head slack. Here, slack is always represented by the letter S. Right now, in the network diagram itself, we compute slack value. Slack is S. Slack for the node 0, that is difference between L0 and E0. That is L0 value is 0, E0 value is 0. That means slack value for node 0 is 0. Okay. Similarly for node 1, the difference between L1 and E1. L1 value is 2, E1 value is 2. 2 minus 2, 0. Similarly, for node 2, compute slack value. That is L2 minus E2. That is 16 minus 10. It is 6. Similarly, for node 3, slack value, compute. L3 is 12, E3 is 12. That is 12 minus 12, 0. Similarly, for node 4, L4 minus E4, slack formula. 22 minus 16, it is 6. Similarly, calculate for node 5, the formula is L5 minus E5, that is 25 minus 13, it is 12. Similarly, for node 6, the formula is L6 minus E6, that is 19 minus 19, it is 0. Similarly, for node 7, we have to compute L7 minus E7, that is 27 minus 27, 0. Any query, students? Anybody is having?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear?
Ma'am, फिर से बताओ.
What I told, slack is nothing but the amount of time an activity can start later than the originally planned. Here, slack is always represented by the letter S. Here, you have computed forward pass and backward pass. The formula for slack is, here the start node is 0. The formula for slack is L0 minus E0, that is backward pass minus forward pass. That is L0 minus E0, that is 0. That means 0 minus 0. For node 1, we have to compute the slack. That is L1 minus E1, the formula. Node 1, that means backward pass is L1, forward pass is E1. L1 minus E1, that is 2 minus 2, you will get value 0. Similarly, for node 2, you have to calculate slack value. That is, the formula is L2 minus E2, that is 16 minus 10. Slack value is 6. For each and every node, you have to compute the slack value. For node 3, slack value is L3 minus E3. Here, L3 value is 12, E3 value is 12. 12 minus 12, 0. For every node, you have to compute. For node 4, slack value is L4 minus E4, that is 22 minus 16, it is 6. Similarly, for node 5, you have to compute the slack value. That is L5 minus E5. L5 minus E5, that is 25 minus 13, you will get the value 12. Similarly, for node 6, compute slack value. That is L6 minus E6, Your 19 minus 19, 0. Similarly, for node 7, we have to compute slack value. That is L7 minus E7, 27 minus 27, it is 0. Okay? Then, here, without using this formula, this is one method earlier, whatever we did. Without using this formula, how we can calculate total float? Do we get the same values or not? We will verify here. Total float, instead of using these formulas, the total float formula is latest to start minus earliest to start, or latest to finish minus earliest to finish is the formula. Here, listen carefully. Instead of EJ writing this, by using this table also we can compute. Here, latest to start minus earliest to start, LS minus ES or LF minus EF, anyone you can choose. Here, see, if you take LF minus EF, 2 minus 2, total float value is coming 0. Or you don't want to take that formula, you want to take this formula LS minus ES, 0 minus 0, you will get 0. Next, for activity 1 to 2, LF minus EF, that is 16 minus 10, we are getting 6. Otherwise, you don't want to take this formula, then you can take this formula, 8 minus 2, 6. Here, 12 minus 12, 0, or the other way, 2 minus 2, 0. Next, 22 minus 16, 6, or the other way, 16 minus 10, it is 6. Next, 25 minus 13, it's 12, or the other way, 22 minus 10, it is 12. Next, 22 minus 15, 7, correct? Or 19 minus 12, 7. Then 19 minus 19, 19 minus 19 or 12 minus 12, 0. Next, 27 minus 21 or 22 minus 16, correct? Here 6. Next, 27 minus 15 or 25 minus 13, 12. 27 minus 27 or 19 minus 19, any one formula, either this or this, whatever you are comfortable, you apply that formula. Yesterday we have computed total float, correct? Do we got the same values? Yes. Check it out. Yesterday we got the same values. Got the same values?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood? Any query? Prathamesh? Okay. Piyush?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right now, we will compute free float. We will compute free float. The formula to compute free float is equal to total float minus Sj, that is head slack. Sj, that is head slack. How to represent? 0 to 1. The activity is 0 to 1. 1 is nothing but head slack. 1 is nothing but head slack. 1 to 2, 2 is the head slack. 1 to 3, 3 is the head slack. Here, total float 0 minus head slack, that is 0 to 1. 1 is the head slack. That means at node 1, listen carefully, at node 1, what is slack? 0. That means total float minus slack, that is 0 minus 0, it's a 0. Getting students? 0 to 1, we need to calculate free float for node 0 to 1. For node 0 to 1, the formula is total float minus slack 1, S1. That means head slack, S1. That means what does it mean? For node 1, the slack value is what? 0. total float value is 0. 0 minus 0, 0. Next, free float we have to calculate for 1 to 2. That is 6 minus, here what node, head node, this is head slack is what? 2. At 2, at node 2, what is the value of slack? It's a 6. That means 6 minus 6, 0. 6 minus 6, 0. Getting students? समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, ma'am.
Then for 1 to 3, that means head slack is 3. At node 3, what is the value of slack? It is 0. Here total float value is 0. 0 minus 0, 0. Next, here for 2 to 4, at node 4, what is the value of slack? It is 6. Here total float minus slack, that is 6 minus 6, 0. Next, for 2 to 5, that means node 5, what is the slack value? It is 12. Here total float minus node 5 slack, that is 12 minus 12, 0. Next, for 3 to 4, the node 4 slack value is 6. Total float minus slack value, that is 7 minus 6, 1. Next, similarly 3 to 6, at node 6, the slack value is 0. Here 0 is the total float. 0 minus 0, 0. Next, node is 7. At 7, the slack value is 0. That is 6 minus 0, 6. Next, node 7, slack value is 0. 12 minus 0, 12. Node 7, slack value is 0. 0 minus 0, 0. Yesterday we got the same values, verified. Understood? Shall I explain once? Listen carefully. Free float, the formula is total float minus SJ means a head slack. Here, for free float, the activity is 0 to 1. This 1 is nothing but head slack. That means at node 1, what is the value of slack? At node 1, the slack value is 0. Then for free float, total float value is 0. The slack value is 0. 0 minus 0, 0. Similarly, for 1 to 2, the total float value is 6. At node 2, the slack value is 6. That is 6 minus 6, 0. Similarly, 1 to 3, total float value is 0. Node 3, the slack value is 0. 0 minus 0. Like that, you have to compute. Clear? Deepali, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Right now, we will compute independent float. We will compute independent float. The formula to compute independent float is equal to free float minus SI. That means tail slack minus SI is tail slack. Right now, independent float for the activity 0 to 1, tail slack is what here? 0. That means at node 0, what is the slack value? 0. That means free float minus slack, that is 0 minus 0, it's a 0. Next, vice versa. Earlier we have taken head slack, right now we have to take tail slack, that is the difference. That is represented by SI. Next, for activity 1 to 2, free float is 0. At node 1, what is the value of slack? It is 0. That means 0 minus 0, 0. Node 1 to 3, tail slack is 1. At node 1, slack is 0. That is 0 minus 0, 0. Next, here tail slack is 2. That means at node 2, the value is 6. 0 minus 6, minus 6. Here time cannot be negative. That's fine. Equate it to 0. Minus 6. Equate it to 0 because time cannot be negative. Again, I am repeating 2 to 4. The node 2, at node 2, the slack value is 6. The formula is free float minus tail slack, that is free float value is 0, slack value is 6, 0 minus 6, we are getting minus 6 value. Why we are equating it to 0? Because time cannot be negative. Next. Similarly for 2 to 5, already tail slack you know that is 6. Again 0 minus 6, minus 6. Approximate it to 0. Time cannot be negative. Next. For 3 to 4, at node 3, the slack value is 0. That is 1 minus 0, it is 1. Similarly, for 3 to 6, again slack, that is tail slack 3, at node 3 slack value is 0, 0 minus 0, 0. Next here, 6 minus, at node 4, the slack value is 6, 6 minus 6, 0. At node 5, the slack value is 12, free float is 12, 12 minus 12, 0. Next, 6 to 7, slack value is 0 at 6, that is your 0, 0 minus 0, 0. Yesterday we calculated by using the formula, we got the same values. If you don't want to use those formulas, then by using slack also you can compute. And yesterday's lecture, what I told, wherever we got total float values are 0, that is our critical path. Right now, the other way, wherever you got the slack values are 0, that is your critical path. Listen carefully. Here, for node 0, you got slack value 0. For node 1, you got slack value as 0. That means 0 to 1 is your critical path. Next. For node 2, slack value is 6. For node 3, slack value is 0. That means 1 to 3, that is your critical path. Next. If you consider 4, slack value is 6, that is not 0, that's why that is not your critical path. If you go through the node 5, slack value is 12, then that is not your critical path. If 6 is there here, slack value is 0, that means 3 to 6 is your critical path. Similarly, at 7, we got slack value as 0, that means that is your critical path. What is critical path right now? 0 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 7 is critical path. That means this project you have to complete within 27 weeks. These are the 0 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 6 and 6 to 7 are crucial activities. You cannot delay. You cannot delay. Whatever the weeks they have given, you have to complete within that. You can take relaxation at 1 to 2, 2 to 5 and 5 to 7. Another one, 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 7. You can take relaxation by doing certain activities. But 0 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 7, whatever the stipulated time they have given, you have to complete that on priority basis. Any queries? Any queries? Understood?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we will go through the B bit right now. Same. Your wish. Whether you want to go through the formulas, you can go through the formulas. Otherwise, by using slack also we can compute. Right now, we will go through the B bit. We will draw the network diagram and we will calculate the forward pass as well as backward pass. Write down the problem. Activity 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 2 to 5, 3 to 5, 4 to 6, 5 to 6. Time duration is Tij 2431. That is given in days. Earlier one is in weeks. 6, 5, 7. First, we will draw the network diagram. Here, observe carefully the activities. Earlier problem, the start node is 0. In general, node will start from 1 only. Here, in the given problem, the node is 1. The start node is 1. How to draw the network diagram? 1 to 2. That means the node 2 is not completed at 1 to 3. With pencil you have to draw. The node 3 is not completed at 1 to 4. The node 4 is not completed at. Next, after 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 is over. Then 2 to 5 is there. That means 2 is completed, then only 5. That's why rub this 2, close the node 2. 2 is completed, then only 5. Then node 5. This is okay. Next, after 2 to 5, we are having what? 3 to 5. That means node 3 is completed, then only 5. Node 3 is completed, then only 5. Next, 4 to 6. 4 is completed, then only 6. 4 is completed.
Ma'am,
4 is completed, then pardon me.
L again.
I will explain once. Just listen.
फिर से बताओ.
One more time I will explain. Just listen right now what I am saying. Okay, I will rub the diagram again. I will draw. Listen carefully. Okay. 2 to 5, 3 to 5. That means the node 5 has not completed it. After going 4 to 6, again last node is 5 to 6. That means 5 is completed, then only 6. Correct? That's why 2 to 5 is there, 3 to 5 is there. Complete the node 5. Then end node is 6. That means 4 to 6. This is the end node. 5 to 6 is there. This way you have to draw the network diagram. Again, I am repeating. Start node is 1. Start node is 1. From node 1, 3 activities are starting. That is 2, 3, 4. 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. You should not close the nodes. Most of the students, they will close here itself. No. 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Next, observe. 2 is completed. 2 to 5 means what is the meaning? 2 is completed, then only 5. Then close the node 2. Anything starts with 2, only 2 to 5 in the activity row. Only 2 to 5 is there. That's why 2 is completed, then only 5. Then next 3 to 5. That means the node 3 is completed, then only 5. 3 is completed means you have to complete the circle. 3 is completed, then only 5. Next 4 to 6. That means 4 is completed, then only 6. Complete the node. 4 is completed, then only 6. After that 5 to 6. After seeing that activity, then we know that 6 is the end node. Right now 2 to 5, 3 to 5 is there. That means 5 is the end here. For 2, for 3, the node 5 is this. 2 to 5, 3 to 5. Then last one is 5 to 6. That means the node 5 is completed, then only 6. This way you have to draw the diagram. Right now, any query?
No, ma'am.
Right now, whatever the duration is given, write down those duration. 1 to 2 is given as 2. 1 to 3 is given as 4. 1 to 4 is given as 3, the duration. 2 to 5 is given as 1. 3 to 5 is given as 6. 4 to 6 it is given as 5. 5 to 6 it is given as 7. Right now, we have to compute forward pass. Right now, we don't write the formulas. Nobody is going to see the formulas. Whether you got the answer or not, that is important. Here we will do forward pass. Forward pass is always represented by E, that is E1. Here the starting node is 1. Starting node is always denoted as 0. Okay, E1 is equal to 0 because the procedure says forward pass, whatever the start node you are considering, that will become 0. Here E1 value is 0. Next, how to compute E2 forward pass 2 for node 2. For node 2, the incoming error is coming from 1. What is the formula for computing E2? E1 plus the time duration taken by the activity 1 to 2. That is E2 plus T12 is the formula. E2 is equal to E1 plus T12. E1 value is 0, the time duration is 2. That means E2 value is becoming 2. Next, E3. For node 3, the incoming arrow is coming from 1. That means what is the formula? E1 plus the time duration taken by the activity 1 to 3. That is E1 value is 0. 0 plus 4, 4. Next, E4. For node 4, the incoming activity is coming from 1. That means the formula is E1 plus T14. The time duration taken by the activity 1 to 4. That is 0 plus 3, it's 3. Next, E5. That is E5. See, for node 5, the activity 1 is coming from 2, another one is coming from 3. The incoming arrow is coming from 2 as well as 3. Whenever you are computing forward pass, we have to take the maximum. Here the formula says maximum of E2 plus T25, comma E3 plus T35. That is here 2 plus 1, maximum of 2 plus 1, comma 4 plus 6. Maximum of 3, comma 10. Maximum is 10. Again I am repeating. For node 5, 2 incoming arrows. One is coming from 2, another one is coming from 3. The formula is maximum of E2 plus T25, comma E3 plus T35. E2 value is 2. The time duration is 1. 2 plus 1, 3. Here 4 plus 6, 10. Maximum of 3, comma 10. Maximum is 10. Similarly, for E6, again for 6, 2 incoming activities. One is coming from 4, another one is coming from 5. Again, maximum of E4 plus T46, comma E5 plus T56. That is 3 plus 5.